Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. This is a first video back in a while, and I wanted to share with you my creation using the sketch up above in the right corner and the You Had Me at Paper Photoplay collection. The sketch is from my little scrapbook store, and you can find them on Facebook, and they also have a .com, which is mylittlescrapbookstore.com. And I am creating this layout using pictures of my bestie T and I. We were at my favorite things crop back in January. She came up to New Jersey from North Carolina for this weekend crop with her mom, and we had a great time. And if you've never been to a weekend crop, you definitely have to try one at least once. And you don't even need to know people. I've gone to many weekend crops without knowing anybody and have left with, a bunch of new friends. So I'm inking my edges, and I had already cut everything out ahead of time. And that little doily is a Prima die that I had in my stash that was cut out from a long time ago. And so I'm just inking my edges with Distress Ink by Tim Holtz in my favorite Hickory Smoke, just to give it a little separation and make each layer look separate and not just flat. This piece of paper is actually a piece of notebook paper, and it's one of those graph dot journal papers. And I'm just using it because if you look on the right side of the sketch, there is like a torn out notebook paper. So this paper has such cute different sayings, and I will be using some of them in my layout. So just to fill you in a little bit, it has been a crazy 6 months. We went from deciding to start looking at houses to purchase one, and saw about 8 houses. The 8th one was it. On Halloween, we found our forever home. On November 1st, we put in an offer, and that same weekend they accepted our offer, and everything moved pretty quickly after that. We closed December 19th, and here we are. We did a little bit of work in the house. It needed some, just some painting and cleaning and things like that. And right before this crop, which was like Martin Luther King weekend, we moved in. So I went to this crop, and my house was like a disaster. Luckily, since I had known about the crop, I had already packed my stuff way in advance. I would say I probably packed back in October when I packed up my craft room, and maybe not October, early November. And so I really had no idea what was in my bag by the time I got to the crop. So everything was new to me. I'm using some some fun foam that you can purchase at Walmart. It has adhesive on one side. And I love using this to pop up my pictures and because it gives it a lot of stability instead of using pop dots. And that little ruler paper is one of the papers, and I just cut the ruler out just to create that line up on top. So yeah, so we moved. We're here in our new home. First I had to get our house ready before I can actually get my craft room ready, and that is still a work in progress. And then, all hell broke loose with the COVID-19, and now I find myself at home. I was laid off. My office really slowed down, and they really could not afford, it's a very small office, there's only 4 of us. They really could not afford to keep me on board. So I happily was okay with the layoff. And so we're here trying to survive, and I have so much time on my hands now, but of course we have gardening and other things that need to be done, just so that we can, you know, get ready for summer. The house has a pool, so we want to make sure that we're, you know, everything looks good outside before pool season. I also want to get my crafting done, but with everything going on in the world, it has been a little difficult, a little depressing. I live in New Jersey, so as you're probably aware, we are in an area that has a big numbers when it comes to COVID, and I am definitely okay and have no issues with staying inside. I haven't been out of my house in weeks. So if you live somewhere where you're maybe not taking it seriously, believe me, it's real. I have friends that have passed away, you know, people that I've known that devastatingly had to die alone, didn't get to say goodbye to their children, didn't have any comorbidities, they were healthy. It's a real thing. So my PSA for today is stay home. So anyway, going back to this layout, this kit was perfect. It had everything I needed. It had all the paper, it had all the embellishments, other than the doily and that piece of notebook paper. Everything came from the kit, and I absolutely enjoyed using the sketch, which was again from my little scrapbook store. And actually this paper collection I also bought at from my little scrapbook store during the MFT crop, which was their 10-year anniversary, and MFT stands for My Favorite Things. And we had a blast. We really had those women know how to have a good time. Meryl and Susie and Melissa, they do such a great job to make everyone feel included. You never feel like cliquey or like anyone's, you know, like looking at you weird. And people do everything. They crochet, they do diamond dots, they do mixed media, whatever. You go there, and for me it's more about the socializing and enjoying creating with people who, I mean, we are all walks of life, and it's just so awesome that there is no judging. There is no, you know, people use stickers, some use ephemera. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It is the best group of women I've ever hung out with. Definitely uplifting. They definitely know how to lift you up. So if you want to check them out, they're on Facebook, and you can find Cropper's Delight of New York City and New Jersey. We got people from all over the United States coming to our crops, from Florida, from Vermont, from North Carolina, from Pennsylvania, all over. So definitely, if you want to check one out, do so. You will not regret it. So I'm finishing up this layout, and I just want to mention that this was, I believe, the March sketch challenge for my little scrapbook store, and this layout won me a $10 gift card. I actually won the challenge, which I was really happy about. I am using a white gel pen, which I had a little bit of an issue with earlier on when I was trying to write. As you can see, I'm struggling there a little bit, but I think it happens. It's because of my room is in the basement, and it's pretty chilly down here, and I think a lot of my pens and glues and stuff have kind of, like, I don't know, frozen a little bit or thickened up rather, so I had to find another pen to use. So just to finish up with this layout, since I'm coming to a quick ending, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things and having a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday videos on a regular basis. There will be a mix of Kiwi Lane and just regular scrapbooking. So I hope you stick around, like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, or if there's anything specific you want to see, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you're doing while you're staying at home, or if you're not staying at home, why aren't you staying at home? And if you're working because you're essential, then thank you. My household, my husband and my 2 sons, are all 3 of them are essential workers, so they do go to work every day. But thank you to all our essential workers, our doctors, our nurses, our janitors, our police officers, grocery store workers, everybody. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And here I am doing my journaling, and if I'm not mistaken, I will be adding a little Heidi Swap gold color shine spray, which I just I don't use it as a spray. I use it more of a splatter with the little plastic dispenser thingy. So yeah, so stick around to the end. There will be some close-ups. There will also be links to other videos. And if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to subscribe. And if you know anyone that's looking for a new channel to watch, I'd love for you to send them my way. Thanks again, and you guys stay safe, be well, and I'll talk to you real soon.